Two things define us in this life: how we handle losses and how we handle defeat. Defeat makes us stronger. Loss makes us wiser. He missed 2 Olympics. He was able to come out stronger out of the situations.
Judo isn't just a sport or a martial art. You could call it as an art form as well.
The one who can avoid defeat and the one who's able to win both deserve respect. My philosophy is about creating a fit to turn your opponent's strength against them. One in a million can walk a tightrope without falling, and that's Inal.
Tell me, which of them resonates with your spirit the most?
The code every judoka must live by is the same code of honor of any decent human being. Send me all the locations and I'll get ready. Then we'll get ready too, we've already discussed this. Or we'll hire a guide for a week. For a week, not for 2 hours, but for a whole week. Do you know what the previous video was called? Less talk, more action. This is practically the same thing, less talk, more action. We're at the Anatoly Rakhlin sports school. Hello. Over there are the girls, the gymnastics hall. We're now heading to the general fitness gym. We have a 1.5-hour session. To be honest, it's my first time in this gym. Seriously, Vitaly's your classmate? Tolomonenko. Seriously? How old are you? I thought he was like 50. What's up, Vitalik? So I've broken away from my home nest. I'm not sitting idle, I'm training. Huge shout out to you. We're training under a special plan, which I can't really talk about. The sport of judo didn't have its own place for holding competitions. There's the Turbo Club. It has small but good training halls. It's comfortable to train, live, and stay there. But we needed a proper venue for competitions. Different kinds of sports in St. Petersburg have their own spaces. So I started looking for a way to make it happen. I went to officials, talked, negotiated, figured things out, searched for a land for this project. Well, now we have the land. When I started building and designing the school, I thought that on the plot we were given, there would be a big building and we couldn't fill it with just judo. So I looked at traditional classic St. Petersburg sports with coaching staff, success, results, traditions, and history. That's how we chose fencing and gymnastics. Later, shooting sports were added because we could dig deeper, make a whole basement level, and build 3 more ranges there. So now 4 Olympic sports coexist here, peacefully. Thank God, actually, it turned out this way. The kids are growing, the athletes are growing, I'm growing, our opportunities with the school are growing, moving forward, and I have to keep up and stay a step ahead. This is a new modern school, one of the best, if not the best sports school in Russia today. This isn't the last project. This year, we're already starting to build another branch of our school in St. Petersburg's resort district. So this is the Winter Palace, right? There's another palace that was destroyed back in '41, which was bombed. Oh yeah, Peterhof, I remember.
Where the fountains are, right?
Yeah.
A luxurious palace fully restored after the war, but amazingly recreated inside. I often have guests who don't believe me. They don't believe this sculpture is 2,000 years old, don't believe it all survived from the 19th century. So,
You also have wedding photo shoots here, right?
yes, we can actually see a bride and groom right now. It happens quite often, although, for an extra charge. They get a permit, bring a photographer, and shoot here on such a memorable day.
It's actually really interesting. This is such a huge structure. It was like a home, a palace. I so much hate stairs, you can't imagine. I'm out of breath in an instant.
Now we are on the grand staircase of the Winter Palace, the same huge building marked on the map. And as you said, this was the residence, the home of emperors who lived here during winter. It was originally built for Empress Elizabeth Petrovna, Peter I's daughter. The Elizabeth herself loved lavish golden Baroque style. Sculptures of ancient Greek gods. Themis, goddess of fairness and justice, she's holding scales in her hand, symbolizing the fair court of the 18th Russian Empire. The goddess of abundance with the cornucopia and wreath in her hands represents prosperity. No hunger, no penury. The goddess of power can be recognized by the attributes she's holding, a scepter and orb, with the eagle at her feet. A little further ahead is Athena, recognizable by the spear in her hand, helmet on her head, and she tells us what a wise ruler leads the Russian Empire. Though at the time, it wasn't the emperor, but the empress. And the first resident wasn't Elizabeth Petrovna, who it was built for, but Catherine II. Elizabeth didn't live to see the palace finished. And the first ones here were Peter III and his wife, a German princess later named Catherine II. Well, does the great staircase impress you?
Of course.
Of course, it was the whole idea. Everyone who climbed it had to understand the wealth and power of the Russian Empire, where they were at the moment. Here, in the 18th century, ambassadors and diplomats from all over the world climbed these stairs to meet the emperor in the throne room, where he met and received them. That's why, since then, it's called the ambassadorial staircase. You might also know it as a Jordan staircase. It's the same thing. Then we would walk through the grand enfilade and a cascade of halls into the throne, just like we are. Let's go. We see actual granite and gold. These columns are all granite.
Yeah, these columns really impress me too.
As we approach the gates, we can see Elizabeth's monogram at the top. The letter E, and on both sides, allegories of victory and triumph.
Imagine how many nuances people just miss.
Yes.
There are athletes, even at the highest level, the so-called achievers. Put them anywhere, and they're most likely to bring home a medal. And then there are athletes whose only goal is gold medal. Inal is one of those people. To him, nothing but gold matters. He's able to win. The one who can avoid defeat and the one who's able to win. It's two different things. Both deserve respect, but my philosophy is about creating a fit. Do you know that in Russia, the training camps run 300 days a year in average? And no other sport has that many camps. I used to disagree with that. As I was young, I felt this pull to go home, but now I get that there's no other way. Russia has everything to make champions, that's a fact. Our training conditions, nowhere in the world can you find this. Nowhere. Just walking into and training in a dojo with 2,000 square meters of pure tatami. Pure tatami. Even Japan doesn't have that. Nor France, real. What you see here isn't just international level. It's the highest level, the best training conditions I've ever seen. It's the Russian standard, second to none in the world. Honestly, I never believed that. Bad conditions, nowhere to train, nothing to train in, or like coming from a poor family, like a rich guy would never become a champion. If you had seen where I trained with Ruslan Gassiev, our weightlifting coach, it was really insane. Huge shout out to him, by the way. We'll go to Vladikavkaz. I really hope that building hasn't collapsed yet. But nevertheless, world and European champions came out of there. I trained with his students who competed internationally and did quite well. There was nothing there. Give me a sec. Have you ever been to a Gergiev's concert? No? Do you like ballet, theater? Yes, ballet, yes. Opera, not so much. Ballet at least has some physics to it. Now we've arrived at St. Isaac's Cathedral. We're gonna go up. It has a great view of St. Petersburg. Is it a long climb? Yeah, yes. I'm starting to get out of breath too. Can we go inside anywhere? Or just up to the dome? No, there'll be a pause, I think. Well, it's because of Alina. She's falling behind. Alina! Don't rush. Do not rush.
How much longer?
Whose idea was this? Shall we go slowly? You go ahead, don't wait for me. Alina was supposed to fly up here. You weigh the least. 35 kg of happiness. What a genius structure. Been there? And that's not all. After you. It's really emotional, actually. For some people, St. Petersburg is lively, fast, energetic. But to me, it's a really calm city. Just like my soul, the city of my soul. I'm also calm all the time, relaxed. When I come here, it all feels slow, peaceful, sad. Know why? There's very much water and stone. Stone and water calm you. But if you know the history a little, what was happening here during the siege, knowing all that kind of makes it feel heavy and sad. Basically, this land wasn't meant for a city. It's swamps, where Peter I built this city. And what effort and hard work it took. What did he gain, whether in St. Petersburg, the Turbo Club, or maybe even through me? Calmness, reliability, moving forward. We didn't cut anyone off anyone, because often when athletes leave, they sever all ties with their past and starts anew. No, we just reinforced it, because Inal has an amazing coach, Irbek Aylarov, without whom you can't imagine Inal Tasoev, the athlete, with his dedication, his attitude toward Inal, and the same attitude toward himself. He has his homeland supporting him. He's an independent and strong man, as he is, but still, knowing people believe in you, live through losses with you, and support you, share and multiply your victories, then I think you can go into battle without hesitation or doubt. Let's go, the entrance is there, but I'll start from here and show you what the Turbo Club is. Few understand a Turbo is someone who builds turbines. It's a factory sports club from the Leningrad metal plant. a technical school trained specialists for the Leningrad metal plant. Over there's a huge area that was the plant itself. This courtyard, by the way, I really like. I want to build a sports area here later. Yeah, you mentioned, is this the exit from the gym? Yes, you can come out right here. You can step out without bothering anyone. In summer, you could put loungers here and sunbathe. Maybe grill. Loungers and grilled meat. Athletes need that too. That very old club where my father worked since 1969 was on the embankment. We've been in this building with judo since 1988, and before that, for almost 20 years, maybe less, they were in different building. According to Vladimir Vladimirovich, the coach created such conditions. Back then, the hall was 8 by 8 meters, if not smaller. They padded the walls with mats to avoid injuries. Training is like lunch or dinner. When I eat, I'm deaf and mute. They make me talk here. Dima, big thanks. A huge shout out to you. By the way, I feel just great. Amazing. My flexibility improved. Breathing's better. You know what I realized? It's hard getting used to the camera. When a follower pops up, if it's a woman's profile pic, you click. If it's a man, you skip. I had a good line prepared for that question, but I forgot it. Well, what do you think? Do you think I could have achieved some great results being on my own, without a coach, no general fitness coach, no judo coach? You know, you can have one coach and still get some results, but it's great when there are several. I've come to Petersburg. I have a coach here too, Danil Abramovich. A great man. It's cool when he shares his experience.
As we remember, Catherine II settled here first. She fired architect Rastrelli, who built this Winter Palace. Why do you think she did that? Why should she dislike him? A brilliant, powerful figure. She just didn't like Baroque. You saw it on the staircase, that's where it ended. She preferred something more harmonious, like classicism, like in this hall. And these are the halls that preserved that era. The first hall, the Grand Enfilade, showcases Russia's military glory, the Field Marshal's Hall. So, you might recognize Kutuzov, Suvorov, Potemkin, Rumyantsev. Tell me, who do you relate to most?
Well, I think Suvorov is the most I relate to. I know more about his accomplishments.
So you see yourself as a winner like Suvorov?
Yes, of course. It's a great honor.
In this hall, besides portraits, you can see military symbols. Look at the reliefs above them. What do you see? Round shield, helmet details,
A sword?
armor, swords, spears. There are the same pictures up there near the ceiling, but now it's angels brandishing these military attributes in various melancholic poses with the military attributes. You can also see them here on each of the chandeliers too. You can see armor with crossed swords, a helmet above, and laurel wreaths encircling them. The wreath of triumph victory, which were used in Greece during the Olympics as well as in the ancient Rome after the emperor, which is the supreme military rank, would return to the Roman Empire. They would place this wreath of victory upon his head.
Two things define us in this life: how we handle loss and how we handle defeat. Defeat makes us stronger. Loss makes us wiser. I sometimes learn from my guys, including Inal, how they endure, how they overcome, how they draw conclusions. He's already had losses. He has missed 2 Olympics. But out of these situations, he came out stronger. He came out believing in his dream, believing in himself, his passion, his will to move forward.
The Great Throne Room, as we know it, appears in the 19th century, and the most prominent thing here is, of course, the throne, emphasizing the throne hall. The most important events were held here. Coronations, ambassador meetings took place. The future of the Russian Empire was decided here in this hall. This floor, this pattern, is the most stunning in the Winter Palace.
Wait, this isn't paint?
Yeah, it's a mosaic.
Natural wood color, huh?
It's a mosaic of different types of wood, and one of the museum's main exhibits. Made in the 1730s, before the palace was completed in 1761. It was built earlier. It existed back when Anna Ivanovna was still ruling. Oak base, silver and gold on the armrests and legs, velvet back with the double-headed eagle embroidered in silver thread, and St. George is on the front. The same image appears both on the fabric behind and the relief of St. George you saw above.
So he was their patron, right?
Yes. That's why the heart of the palace is named after him, St. George's Hall.
And who was the last person to sit on this throne?
Nicholas II.
Nicholas, no, I mean like maybe some common people last sitting.
When the imperial power...
Are there any cameras here?
Yes, many of them.
Maybe somebody from the staff?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm certain. Yeah, I doubt it.
Even, no? Well, welcome. Here, now we'll turn everything on, walk around and see everything. Literally yesterday I was right here. Well, there's a competition now. Yeah, it happened so fast. It was a while ago, a month ago. You're too much. Come on. Since it all started with wrestling, we put a classic wrestling scene at the entrance. Everything started with it. Inal's wrestling someone. I'm refereeing. That's for later. We made it pretty like that for the kids. This is the gymnastics gym. Only the tatami is from judo. The rest is gymnastics. We take kids aged 4, 5, 6, 7. Giving them judo too early isn't right. They quickly get tired, they burn out, and so on, get injured. Here, they have climbing zones, rings, bars, ropes. And their favorite thing is a professional trampoline track. Flips, somersaults, they can do everything here. Now this is the runway. See the pit? They take a running start and launch themselves into the pit. So this is a prep school for kids, right? Yeah. So they get into judo later. And when our president visited 5 years ago for the club's anniversary, he loved this hall the most. We didn't have this as kids. If we had had it, it would have been so cool. We also created a cozy little club-style spot. It's called a sauna. Here it is. To recover, relax, get some rest. Epic heroes like Tasoev, Krivobokov, Adamyan are painted here to make it even cozier. Oh, they have a sauna session today, right? Yeah, a bit later. I'm kinda scared of this camera, like it's gonna bite me. Okay, here's a bit of history. A photo from May 8th, 2000. On May 7th, our president was inaugurated for the first time and actually took office. And the next day, he signed to my dear sports club Turbostроитель. Maybe the two most interesting pages. That's London 2012. In a moment, Inal Tasoev becomes Olympic champ. Inal Tasoev, see, I'm already preparing. Tagir Kaibulaev would in a moment become an Olympic champion. The crowd's clueless. Nobody understands yet. And only one man already knows a miracle's coming. That's him. And minutes later, he's already in our president's arms. Here, just in a moment, Madina is about to pin the future Olympic champ down and win a medal. After the ceremony, she ended up with my older brother, who refereed at the games. It was a great moment. A little further, we have... That's Vladimir Vladimirovich. Yeah. Man, he hasn't changed his childhood. These sambo jackets are where it all began. This is circa 1965. They trained in these. Back then, 3 guys used to share one jacket, some relics like the kimono of Yasuhiro Yamashita, the legendary heavyweight who headed Japan's Olympic Committee during the Tokyo Olympics. He often visited our club, gave master classes, we were friends. The last 10 years of his life, Yaroslav Mikhailovich Kerod worked in our club, trained 3 world champs, Sokolov, Kosaratov, Mikhailin, and so on and so forth. A legend. After the Olympics, Tagir gave us his kimono. Well, to be exact, I confiscated it. This is Madina Taymazova's kimono and bronze medal, Hasan Kalmurzaev's kimono and medal. He wasn't with our club while he was competing. He actually joined after. Gotta be fair here. You can also see referee Bibs. Yevgeny Rakhlin judged 2 Olympics. In Tokyo, he was an active referee. In Paris, he already was part of the commission. Oh, a rare piece. Nobody else has that. That's the 1964 Tokyo Olympics diploma of Aron Boголюбов. Aron Boголюбов comes from Leningrad, my father's friend. They started judo, well, then sambo, together. He gave me his original diploma, the first in Soviet judo history ever.
Judo isn't just a sport or martial art. It can be called an art, right?
Of course. The art of using an opponent's strength against them.
How long does this sport exist?
Jigoro Kano founded it in 1882. Japanese military trained in it. It was Japanese martial art. I've learned a lot of things, of course.
From Japanese culture?
Yes. I understand you probably have tons of questions you'd like to ask me, things you want to learn about this. Even someone who practices judo and studies the sport couldn't explain everything to you completely. Its history, it's so rich with endless fascinating aspects. The sport has its own code that every judoka must live by. It's the code of honor for any decent person, what Jigoro Kano instilled into the sport.
Do you remember the moment you embraced its philosophy and, you adapted it to your lifestyle?
Well, pretty much right away.
The moment you were born, you realized that judo is for you?
Well, I did other sports as well, but...
Was it your wish to start practicing judo or your parents?
It was my wish. I had complete freedom to decide. My parents always supported me.
Well, that's amazing. You found the path and you stuck to it?
Yeah, I decided for myself to become an athlete.
Are you happy?
Though I had good potential to study in other fields and become some kind of a specialist in some area. Now I can't even hammer a nail or change a light bulb, because all my time I give to judo. How are you? Everything's good?
Thanks.
Hey!
Good job. Came to support the guys. Cool.
What brings you here? Passing by? Yeah, I was going by, thought I'd drop in. Yeah, we're here. Heard familiar commands. Mate! Just figured, hey, judo stuff. Staying a day or two? Nah, leaving the day after. Just a couple of days. Hi, can I take a photo with you? Sure, go ahead. Check if it's good. We can do it one more time. It's good, thanks. Good luck, well done. The mood's fantastic. Competitions always boost my mood. Because it's a celebration for the kids. Come here. What happened to your face? I was wrestling, it just happened. Wrestling? That's not wrestling, that's called fighting. Well, now they're waiting for their turn to move from the left to the right side. Inal Tasoev and Arman Adamyan's kimonos are here. We'll always remember. Young boys and girls love it. They always look and gladly take photos. My father's last kimono, which he'd been using, his belt, all his notes. See, 1966 to 1967, for instance. Look, number 9, Putin Volodya, 47 kg. School number 193, 7th grade. Letters from collective farms, army, training camps. Even from prison, when guys ended up there. Vladimir Vladimirovich first appeared in 67, weight class 52 kilograms. He won the Leningrad Junior Regional Championship. He recorded every match. Who, how, when. Now you'd find this online, but back then it was just impossible. This hall's probably where it all started. Later, we took over the whole club. The main events were held in this hall. Though even when we trained here, it was way better than what past generations had. Why is this hall better? And many athletes know that. This hall's tatami is a little softer than there. So if there's an option to train here or there, most come here. Personally, I came to train here. And why is it firmer over there? Because they've got the rings there too. We play wrestlers basketball there. A harder surface prevents your ankles from twisting. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Empress Catherine.
Well,
What she used to do.
she wasn't...
What she loved, for example.
She was very interesting and a passionate lady.
Passionate, that's what I mean.
When she got into something, she passionately stuck with it for a long time. And here, she loved art in this very hall. And so in the evenings, when she would examine her collections with her loved ones, these gatherings came to be called hermitages, which is French for the place of solitude. And today, we see the most stunning hall. The interior is unique.
Mad props to this hall, by the way. A solitude hall.
Yeah, truly extraordinary. Architect Andrei Ivanovich Steckensnyder created this incredible interior in the mid-19th century. And here's the riddle for you. Try to find a reference to ancient art in this hall. What here reminds you of the ancient Greece?
Columns?
Yes, the marble columns in the center, statues of deities to the left and right of them. The mosaic also might refer
Mosaic
to
too,
it.
yes.
The formidable Medusa Gorgon depicted in the center, lapiths fighting centaurs around her, and sea gods below. The beautiful Nereids, daughters of King Nereus, and Tritons among the seahorses and all mares of mythical creatures.
The biggest mystery to me is whether these creatures existed.
It's the most frequently asked question. Well, it's hard to tell with Greek mythology, but when it describes so vividly, maybe there's some truth to it. One never knows. But I can't.
A little off topic. Did dinosaurs exist for real?
Are you asking me, or it's a question?
In your opinion. I say no.
I think yes.
I sometimes compare Inal to Ronaldo, the football player, and not the current one, the Brazilian world champion from the 2000s, a guy who could create a victory out of nothing. Inal just like that. He's, of course, insanely talented, but also disciplined, both mentally and physically, with his crazy improvisation and learning ability. Even though being an adult like Inal is now, it's rather difficult to learn new techniques or devise new tactics. You are mostly set in your ways, you are drilled for results and extending your athletic longevity. So you just ride your potential where you still got it. Inal constantly keeps improving, Inal constantly keeps evolving. Eventually, of course, people will have to put some dusty legends, write books, and get some psychologists to figure out what's happening in his head. Because he's a meta-human. His mental strength is practically unmatched. A champion is like a tightrope walker. 1 in a million can walk it without falling, and that's Inal.
Hello, where are you from?
St. Petersburg.
Ah, handsome local.
Well,
Come take a photo with me.
we're filming at the moment. We'll wrap it up and join you after.
I got it.
You see, we're on camera, so...
Okay, have a good one.
Thanks. She's got a crush on me. Imagine building something like this nowadays. Take away the phones, computers, internet. Suppose I take your phone and leave you without the internet. Would you be able to create some content? Viral content?
So the sculpture we see is sculpture of Hercules,
That's Hercules, right?
who has, among other things, his club, the Nemean lion's pelt, the apples in his hand. And this tells us about Hercules' 12th labor, the apples of the Hesperides, which he took away from Atlas. And judging by the face and his body, you can definitely tell that it was indeed his last labor. You can see his emotions, the exhaustion, his slumped shoulders, corners of his mouth. Tell me, do you ever feel this kind of exhaustion after the battles and wrestling?
Well, it's basically every time that I feel that kind of emptiness, always. Like you accomplish something. Well, in my case, when through a tournament, which you trained for a rather long period of time. When it's done, on one hand, you are relieved, but on the other hand, you feel just drained.
Well, Hercules is depicted drained here too. For the first time, by the 4th century BC, ancient sculptures showed emotion, and we can definitely see his exhaustion. His first labor, defeated the Nemean lion, only shows the glimpse of their fight. By the way,
I've choked out my opponents like that many times.
you could touch it here. See the green circle marks? You can touch and feel here.
Feel who?
Hercules and the lion. This is the original sculpture, and this is the copy of the same size and shape, but from different material. That's the first labor.
You know what this hole's called? A guillotine.
But he didn't behead him.
Well,
He
yeah.
strangled him.
Well, it's a chokehold.
And the lion could be killed only bare-handed, meaning that no weapons worked against it. What part of the fight do you think it shows?
He's trying to get past his legs.
Is it the beginning, middle, or end?
I think it's the end. There's no escape from there,
Exactly so.
right?
You would only see it if you look at the sculpture from a different angle. I think if you could see the opponent's face, it would show exactly the same emotions.
He should have grabbed the other leg. And then he could have taken him down. Some freestyle wrestling there.
The Nemean lion apparently didn't know the wrestling
That's the
techniques.
far leg. It's much closer. Where are you going for it?
If you want to touch, feel, or stroke it, you can do it now.
Well, I'm not really that eager.
Well, normally people
to
in the
touch
museums
or
like to do it.
feel, but okay.
You can see how detailed are the muscles. It's the
This
same
is
size.
the only original.
Well, at least within the Russia.
Wow. He was a good guy. I sure feel bad for that good guy. Thank you so much.
I'm wrapping up the tour, and thanks for listening. You are a great audience. We're very proud to have guests like you. Thank you.
Thank you kindly. This was truly fascinating and interesting, and we'll definitely come back.